What's happening, people? We have a Q&A today. Have a bunch of questions, printed them off, and gonna try and answer them. I've skimmed through them, so haven't decided how I want to answer them yet. But yeah, should be good. Hopefully this helps, and yeah, can't believe the season is a day away. I can have my life back. Yeah, this video will go up a bit late because everyone in here watches Married at First Sight, and I have to wait for people to go to bed because it's too much noise. But anyway, why did I say that? It doesn't matter. First question, Alex Ryan. What's up, Alex? Is Darcy Moore a sufficient F3? I don't think so. F4 minimum. I think the Ford rookies, they blow pretty bad, apart from Drew and Setterfield in terms of scoring potential. The others will be very up and down, low possession. And you know, if Drew gets dropped in round 3 when Wines comes back, you're in trouble. So F4 minimum for Darcy Moore, in my opinion. James McAuliffe asks, I'm not going to say asks because I can't say it properly anymore. What is more essential, having both Grundy and Gawn or having McRae? I wouldn't want to start without McRae. I think you can though. But I will say both Grundy and Gawn, because if you're not picking McRae, you're picking a Canelio, Lockie Neal type, Oliver type, so you can trust those guys a lot more than ruckmen that are not named Goldie, that are not named Grundy or Gawn. So you're probably betting on Goldstein there. He's 30-31. He looked really good, but yeah, there's no guarantee he gets within, I don't know, 15-20 points of Grundy and Gawn. Too many G's. Next question, Roy Hewson. Who is the best F3 option? I don't think anyone has figured this out yet. I'll stop fiddling with that. I don't mind. I'm going to say Jack Darling. And it's because I think he has the most... he's had a full preseason. His role's not going to change. Last season he was unbelievably good. And he's had another really good preseason. He's a key forward, so there's risks with every F3. Probably Dunkley or Darling, but I'm not starting either. I'm going with Jack Billings. So yeah. Our next question, Placey 100. Thoughts on Jack Billings as a risk-reward option? He's said to be playing midfield. Yes. For his price, I don't mind it. He saves if I'm not going Darling F3, I go Billings. That extra 40k helps me get a good M6. So I don't mind Billings. I think if the pick fails, it can't go any worse than last year. It's just not possible. But if the pick fails, then he's not going to lose that much money. And yeah, he's not going to get dropped again, I don't think. In the leadership group today as well, so elevated. Hopefully he commits to the St Kilda. What are your thoughts on Heaney saying he's focused on efficiency rather than numbers? Do you think this is a genuine concern? From Navitz. I did not know this, but no, it's not an issue. Yeah, his disposal isn't the best sometimes, but yeah, I think it's fine. I wouldn't worry about that. Mitch Williams, who has his own YouTube channel, shout out to him. Is Shannon Hearn a good option? Because he is as dear as I want to pay for a backman. Yeah, I think he's fine. I think he did peak last year. Because of his age, it's unlikely he beats last year. At the same time, I think he's going to get a few more points from kick-ins, I believe. So that might offset him peaking last year. So yeah, I quite like Shannon Hearn. So yeah, I don't see why not. Might be stuck at a 90, possibly. But I think he'll do better than that. Would you go Brodie Smith or Darcy Moore in the back line by Apostolos? I don't know, it's a Greek name. Sorry, I couldn't say a name. Brodie Smith or Darcy Moore? I would go Brodie Smith. High ceiling for Brodie Smith and less injury prone. I know he's coming back from an ACL, but other than that, he hasn't been that injury prone. Darcy Moore might play a bit lockdown role, which hurts his scoring potential. The original force. Do you think mid-price madness can win, including McRae, Cripps, Grundy, Gaunday, Jahini? No. Depends on the mid-prices. Too many breakout picks and you're destined for failure. What are your thoughts on Jade Gresham and Jack Billings at F4? Or should I get rookies F4, F5, F6? I'm not a big fan of rookies at F4, F5 and F6, especially, as I mentioned before, if Drew gets dropped, which is possible. He's played really well, so I think he might be able to hold his spot. But yeah, even Setterfield, he's kind of injury prone. He's had interrupted preseason. If he goes down, we're in big trouble. So I think I like rookies at F5 and F6. Gresham versus Billings. I was big on Gresham, but he didn't show enough. I think he can. It's still possible that he can score really well, but based on the JLT, it didn't fill me with confidence because he did get a few centre square attendances and he didn't capitalise on them like he has in training. Sports Reaction asks, thoughts on Walters, and is there a bench ruckman that might make a bit of cash? Walters will get injured. He's an injury magnet. I made a video about you can hold him for 6 rounds because he has a very soft draw and he'll play a bit in the midfield. I know Freo have a lot of injuries up forward, so he might have to play a bit forward, but I'm not sure. Probably avoid Walters. I considered it, but I think he'll score well, but he's gonna break in half. So yeah, and bench ruckman, I don't think so. No. Liam Diamond, Crisp or Hearn? In defence, I prefer Shay Hearn. You're a Wizard Gary asks Bolter versus Petrocelli. The rookies are really hard. I do most of my research on my own research on the premiums. Bolter's job security, it's really dodgy, and Petrocelli, he only really scored well when West Coast were on a roll against Fremantle. I don't know, flip a coin. Sorry, I can't help you. Probably Petrocelli because his job security is slightly better, but Bolter has a higher ceiling to score, I think. Yeah, it's a tough one. I'd go Petro just, but not with any confidence. Aussie Realms, I'm going Hearn D1, Short D2, Williams D3, Smith D4. Yeah, even though you are going very cheap in the defence, do you like it? So Hearn, Short, Williams, Smith. I don't like Short, to be honest. I don't know. I think he might be okay. Didn't impress in the JLT. Don't know a lot about him, but I have Wayne Miller instead. So yeah, not a big fan of Short, but I think it's fine. I think you've got a fair few value picks. If you've done your research and you like Short, why not? So yeah. You're a Wizard Gary again. Toby Green or Billings? Don't pick Toby Green. He played 1.5 quarters in an intra-club a week ago. So yeah, and he's going to punch someone in the head or kick someone in the head. Billings. Matilda asks thoughts on Fantasia. Good name, like him when BT commentates, not for fantasy. Thoughts on Westhoff. Upgrade target. He has a buy in round 11. And Goldie and Gawn have a buy in round 12. I know it's a long way away, things can happen, but I don't mind. If it's convenient, I think we can get Westhoff in round 12. Or is it round 13? I can't remember. It might be round 13 actually. But yeah, I think he's a bit expensive, and I think he'll score better when Dixon comes back into the team, because he might be stuck at full forward for long periods of the game. Charlie Harley, anyone got robbed of DPP, which would have made them a popular choice? No, not really relevant, but probably Bont and Dusty Martin were very close. I think the cutoff is 35% forward time, and those guys were in the 30s. So yeah, unfortunate. Really need help. I have Dersma and Drew. Do I get Butters or Bailey Smith? I think Butters. Bailey Smith had interrupted preseason, but apparently he's probably one of the hardest trainers from the draft crop, or any draft has ever seen. Probably Butters on evidence. Bailey Smith's a bit more expensive, so I think if you I think Cousins and Walsh are probably a bit safer than Bailey Smith. So, yeah, Butters over Bailey Smith. Travis Boak F3. Yeah, I think it's okay. A lot of people are very negative on this. This is from Pitro Cly, I think that's how you say it. Travis Boak F3. Yeah, safe pick, I think. Might drop off a little bit or spend more time forward. I wouldn't expect much upside though, so probably going to get a 90 average, I think. Either Gawn or Green or Goldstein and Cameron. Don't pick Green or Cameron, find another solution. Cameron, I'd rather go Billings over Cameron at that price. Thoughts on Jack Higgins as a pod at F4? I've removed Billings from my team. I'm not sure he gets enough mid-time. Don't mind him. I just haven't heard a lot about his pre-season, like how much he's improved. Like he will improve this year, but I've replaced him with Wayne Miller, and all I hear is really good things about Miller in the pre-season. Whereas Jack Higgins, I haven't heard too much. For his price, I think it's not the worst pick in the world, and I've seen him in a couple teams. I think it's okay, but be prepared for maybe high 80s average, which is not what we want. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's very hard to get a read on these sort of picks. So yeah, Dimitri Kyrgios, Greek name again, can't do this anymore. Thoughts on Ridley, Warple and Moore in the forward line? Not a fan of Ridley. Bit expensive, bit unknown. Warple, I don't think will average enough. No evidence of anything close to consistency. Don't mind Moore. Very cheap DPP. Lock for best 22, I believe. James Mackerel. Do you believe Zach Williams will be a top 6 to 8 defender? I don't know. Close to. Don't think he'll be a top 5 or top 6. Maybe 7 to 10, I hope. Definitely has the talent to get there, but not sure. John O'Carroll, thoughts on VC on Danger, Grundy, Dusty, and then Captain Fife. Cheers, Jono. Cheers, Jono. VC Danger, I think we'll get Danger. He'll end up being our captain this week, probably. Not exactly sure, but you're probably Danger into Fife based on what you've given me. I would be going Cripps into Danger or Danger into Gawn. I'll probably go Cripps into Danger, actually. You're a wizard, Gary. Billings and Jake Lloyd or Whitfield or Hearn and Tim Kelly. I'd go Billings and Jake Lloyd. Oh, actually, I'd go Hearn and Tim Kelly. That's a tough one. I don't know. Yeah, Hearn and Tim Kelly should be fine. BK Joe B, non-playing. Okay, so this question is basically, do we go a loophole in the rocks? Yes, I don't think we'll have another option. I don't like the floating donut. I think it's a scam. It's a myth. Can create donuts on the field, so if you get a late out. So yeah, Visco Bynes for R3. Sam Bain, who would you pick if you had the money to pick either two of Cripps, Oliver, Fife, McRae? Unlimited money. Give me one Jackson McRae. Give me Patrick Cripps. Nabitz asks, thoughts on Jack Crisp and Heath Shaw? No to Heath Shaw. Too expensive for a 30, I don't know, 34, 33, 32 maybe, I don't know. Bit old, and Williams back. Yeah, he looked good in the JLT, but Heath Shaw, I think he's past his prime comfortably. And Crisp, yeah, I think he's fine. Not a big fan of him, but if you want to pick him, done your research, then sure, why not? I'm not against him. Bit up and down his scoring, so yeah. Did have an interrupted pre-season, Jack Crisp, but yeah, I don't see why not. Is Jack Darling a good F3 spot in the forward line? I think I've spoken about this. Yes, I think he's fine. Did pretty well last year. Great pre-season. Talk too much. Thoughts on Libba? 300k is not a terrible price. I think at M6 he's fine. Not a big fan of him. Would rather pay an extra 200k for Sloan or Steele or Brayshaw, personally. But yeah, he's just so cheap though, so not a bad M6 if it fits the structure. Should be okay. A lot of people think he's a must-have. I don't. Well, some people do anyway. Will Dudley, start with Lloyd or wait for his price to drop? He's had interrupted pre-season, and I haven't seen any of the halfbacks post really big scores in the pre-season, other than Wayne Miller. I think Simpson and Hearn got low hundreds, but it's a small sample size. But yeah, I think I'd be happy to wait for Lloyd to drop. Wait for him to drop. Talk too much. Best D1 selection if you're going weak in the back line. I think Hearn or Williams. If you're going really weak, Williams. I have Miller at the moment. Miller is my D1. So I like Miller or Williams. Those two sort of. McRae or Cripps. Talk too much again. One Jackson McRae for me. But it's a close one. Patrick Lyons. Which option should I pick? Canelio and Scrimshaw or Dustin Martin and Sam Collins? Easy. Canelio and Scrimshaw. We might get a different rookie instead of Scrimshaw. Collins is very expensive and looks like he's going to play lockdown role. So Collins is fine. Very expensive though. And yeah, unfortunately he's not playing that. He won't play that third toll, the intercept player enough to score really well. Scrimshaw, but Sam Collins has good job security. Scrimshaw has more issues than Collins in terms of fitness and job security, but I think Canelio will outscore Martin. If anyone's going to pull a Jack McRae, maybe not 130, say 120, it's Stephen Canelio. Should I put Warple in my squad by Melvin? Nah, no thanks. Will Dudley. Is it bad to only have a 2 primo forward to start the season? Yes. I'd be very nervous. I think I spoke about it before. I keep saying I spoke about it before, I can't remember. I've recorded this video twice because halfway through it corrupted. So I can't remember if I've spoken about it or not. So yeah, unfortunate for me, but 2 primos forward, no, too risky. Have a reasonably solid F3, F4. And I'd consider more reasonably solid because of his job security and scoring potential. Stan the Postman. Hey Stan. Hey Jords, I'm having difficult choosing my last 2 midfield primos. So he has Cripps, Matt Crouch, Oliver. Pick another 2. You can afford everyone. So he's Cripps, Matt Crouch, Oliver. So I would go I'd go McRae, then 1 of Canelio and Neil. Up to you. Brody Davis. Is Matt Crouch a must-have? Yes. Yes. He gun. Very big gun. Matt Crouch. Tom Mitchell Jr. Isaac Mackey. Should I put in Matt Crouch or Elliot Yo? I think you should put in Matt Crouch. Why did I say that? Yeah, just put in Matt Crouch. Yo interrupted preseason. Mitch Tamps, 26. Should I put Darcy Moore in instead of Ridley? Yes. Or should I put Lincoln McCarthy? So Moore versus Ridley versus McCarthy. I think Darcy Moore. For the long term, I think Darcy Moore. DPP is too good as well. Ben Moore. Do you think Angus Brayshaw will average 115? Not the way he plays. He jams it on the boot. He can win the ball. Oh, and he gets leather poisoning after every game. But the way he plays, terrible disposal. He might as well play with a blindfold on. So yeah, when he kicks it, he just doesn't look where he kicks it enough. He actually had a kilometre gained, not so 1,000 metres gained in a JLT game, but that's because of the way he plays. He just wins it, boots it. So needs to clean that up. So that's why he can't average 115, because Supercoach, you need decent efficiency. Otherwise, you get minus points. I think that's how it works. Ben Hazeldine. Thoughts on Cal Mills versus Zach Williams? I don't like Callum Mills. I don't know why. I haven't looked at it enough, but Callum Mills has been kind of a burn man previous years, but is pretty young, very talented, rising star winner, I think. Not sure I trust his coach to play him in his preferred position, which is midfield. Zach Williams, I think, is a better option. Best R2 option by JC Fishing. Gone. Ryan Mello, Nat Fife or Kelly? Not Kelly. Giants have been pretty silent on his injuries, but I've heard people that have watched the Giants trainings that sometimes he's pulled up sore, something like that. Did play in intra-club Kelly, but I think there's too much risk. Haven't seen enough. So no to Kelly, so you pick Nat Fife over Kelly. Thoughts on Menangola and Steele as pod picks? Roy Hewson. No to Menangola because he loves a downhill ski. He's going to get the slopes out after Geelong have a very difficult fixture, straight up. Probably the hardest first 6 rounds. And Menangola doesn't like difficult opponents. So I think we can get Menangola cheaper later, which will be great. And then Steele, I like Steele. He's in my team reveal as a fly buzzes on me. I left the door open before, my bad. So yeah, Steele, yes. Lucas Riley, how many primos do you suggest in each position? Well, it's a hard question. And I wouldn't say primos, but say rookies. How many base rookies would you have, including like Sam Collins and Sam Walsh? I'd have 3 playing rookies maximum. Is it maximum? I can't even think right. Maximum, minimum. So yeah, I'd have 3 or 2 in defence playing rookies. I think you can get away with 4 primos in the midfield, but I'd go 5 or 6. People don't seem keen on 6, but 5 standard, you can get away with 4. And in the forward line, I'd only go 2 playing rookies, basement rookies. Hopefully that helps answer your question. And Ruck, set and forget. Is Goldstein still a good R2? By Alexander and then a Greek last name with like 5 S's in it. Goldstein is a fine R2, I think. But probably have to upgrade later to Gorn or Grundy. Depends what you do with the other money, I guess. But I think if there's anyone besides Grundy and Gorn, it's Goldstein, in my opinion. Or it could be Sam Jacobs, who is cheaper and over injury issues, which he played through all last year, but very big risk. I don't know why I'm talking about Sam Jacobs, but I don't think Jacobs is as bad as people think. I do follow the Crows closely, and in terms of scoring, he was okay in the JLT. Looked a little slow at times, but did score pretty well and will improve on last year. But you probably don't pick Sam Jacobs. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, Josh Marchich, thoughts on LDU or James Cousins? I would prefer James Cousins. Don't know a lot about LDU, so if you've done your research on him, then you could pick him. I prefer James Cousins. He's like Hawthorn's number 2 midfielder, or number 3 midfielder. So yeah, I think. Anyway, James Murray, what are your thoughts on Toby Green, and who is the best forward to pick under 360k? No, do not pick Toby Green. Don't do it. If you thought Billings was bad, wait till you see this. Yeah, I can't see any forward that under 360k. Maybe Darcy Moore, who's a lot cheaper than that. So, yeah. Good F3 options. I think I've said this. Don't mind Darling. Don't mind Dunkley. I don't like Tim Kelly for some reason. I don't know why, but he should be fine. Do you think Darcy Moore will go good this year by RJ Ripper? Yep, I think it'll be okay. Not great. Don't expect too much from Darcy Moore, but remember his price and how his DPP helps with upgrades later on in the season. Kai Turner, best F2 options. You dream, I dream of Heaney. So, yeah. Zeos. Should we be picking Dunkley? Here's the thing with Dunkley. I think he might get moved forward eventually a bit more. I think the Dogs do appreciate his big body in the midfield. His disposal is not good. Needs to be cleaned up. It's a tough one. I think McLean said that he is going to play forward for the first half of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if McLean comes back in the midfield at that time. And then Dunkley goes back forward, but that's a long way away. Worry about that. Cross that bridge when it comes. In the short term, I think Dunkley's okay. Has a very big ceiling. So, yeah, don't mind Dunkley. So, yeah, I think if you want to pick him, I don't see why not. Yeah, no, do you think Elliot Yeo is a wise pick this year, or are there better options? Yes, there are better options. He's had an interrupted preseason. Go for Neil, go for Cornelio. Maybe Oliver if you like him. Sammy 278. Laird or Whitfield? Laird, just, tough one. Whitfield might be played a bit out of position this year. Laird is the main man for the Crows. But I think he's a bit overpriced, but whatever. This guy has a rude name, starts with a C. Not going to read it out. Order Fife, Oliver, Neil, Cornelio. That is so difficult. I don't know if I can do that. On their ceiling, Fife number 1, but all of them have 120 in them. Neil was probably the lowest ceiling. Oh man, I can't tell you. Put it this way, I'm picking Neil, and if I wasn't picking Neil, I'd be picking Cornelio. I'll tell you why. Oliver shares points with Viney, and his scoring goes down by, 6 or 7 points, and he's had the shoulder surgery. I get he looks fine, but we'll see the effects on that. We'll see what happens when he plays through a few games, but it should be fine. But there's that risk there, which Neil and Cornelio don't have. And then Fife is Fife, the injury magnet, and suspension, he gets suspended. But has a really soft first 3 rounds, which he should average like 130 minimum in. So yeah, I'm picking Neil or Cornelio, but only because of Oliver, the Viney factor, and the interrupted preseason. But I could be dead wrong. He could come out and win the Brownlow. Yeah, it's tough. So yeah, I'm going Neil and Cornelio there. Best M6, best M5 or best M6. I'm assuming you mean like a cheaper midfielder premium. So I'm thinking like, I like Matt Crouch, I like Jack Steele, I like Rory Sloane, and I don't mind Angus Brayshaw. Dean Walker, what should I spend the 50k on? Well, last year I said if I win, I'm gonna have a party. We're gonna come down to Adelaide. We're gonna invite Bomb Thompson. I think Donald Trump was invited. Don't think he'll come though. Maybe Bomb Thompson, if we can find him, he can come. So you should throw a party. And for this year, you got to be on the lookout. Who do you want at your party? Well, you want Jesse Hogan, obviously, and I reckon Harley Bennell would be good value. Wouldn't mind having Sam Newman there. Oh, nah, probably keep it. Oh, I don't know why I said that. Yeah, get Jesse Hogan and Harley Bennell and throw a big party. Should be fun. Spend 50k on it. I don't know what I'm doing. It's really late and I need to go to bed. So, thanks for watching. Hopefully my team goes okay. Hopefully your team goes okay. If my team fails and I have to do a year of videos, oh my god, I probably got to call the quids. But I'll try. I won't do that. I'm reasonably confident-ish. Ish is a key word. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching and we'll see you soon. Go the Camry Crows.